Titters. How you doing, friend? Oh, yeah, I've seen. I'm sorry. That is the wrong bottle of primer. Off to a good start here. Yeah, I've seen, friend. I'm really sorry to hear about all the stuff that's going on at the minute. I really hope that it gets sorted out in a way that's positive for you. Massive hugs. Oh dear. No, that needs a shake. Yeah, agreed. As you might have noticed, I'm not finishing off the Armata today. Please excuse the primer shaking noises, because that ain't a good noise. But it's a necessary noise. Yeah, I am still a little on the shaky side, it turns out. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm a little on the shaky side still. Didn't really fancy the idea of working on commission painting whilst I'm shaking like this. At least if I fuck up my own miniatures, there's only me that's going to be upset about it. But I wanted to still try and do the stream. I'm going to do that before I do any painting, actually. Sharp Object. Hello there, Sharp Object. I've just noticed she's got this little bit of flash on her cape, and I don't want that to stay. I'm actually gonna just give her the once over properly before I do any painting, now that I've seen that. Yeah, so I figured I should still try and do my stream, see how it goes. Yeah, Titters. I mean, there are certain things about doing chibi models that I tend to find I'm a little bit more judgmental of myself if I get them wrong, like the eyes. Hey Grox, hey Rustbot. Oh yes, this is, I'll actually give you a little bit of detail around her whilst I'm tidying her up. So this is the Soda Pop Miniatures Super Dungeon Explore Kingdom Death crossover miniature. And out of the two of us, me and Slow, it's me that's the Kingdom Death nerd. It, like the dark aesthetic coupled with sort of different kinds of beautiful imagery, because as much as, you know, most of what you folks have seen so far is perfectly chiseled bodies, there are other things in there. There's a really beautiful miniature called the Flower Knight that's my favourite miniature, which is why I've not painted it yet, because I don't want to fuck it up. But there's so much beauty in the utter horror and grotesquerie of it that it appeals to me in a really weird sort of way. So I've got loads of the miniatures, and I've got a bit of a thing for the Twilight Knight as a character. So with the exception of the 32mm model, which I bought for Slow, I own every single variant of the Twilight Knight that's ever been produced. Because I think she's really beautiful. I was actually going to cosplay her a while ago, but I don't feel comfortable enough with my own body to do that anymore, so I won't be doing that, unfortunately. Like, I made the sword and everything. Like, I made a LARP safe version of the sword. But also, she's got, like, massive badonkadonks, and we all know how I feel about that particular part of my body. Hey Hulu! How did the session go, friend? And thank you for stopping in. I'm sorry. I hope the session went well. And if you need to go and rest after it, then you do that, friend. You've got to do what's best for you. Yeah, I hear that. I've never had therapy myself. I'm not, by the NHS's standards, please watch the camera for this, crazy enough to have therapy. So I don't know what it's like firsthand, but I've heard a lot of people say that it is quite draining, but that's usually a good thing from what I understand. It means that progress has been made. What is it they say? A journey of 1,000 steps begins with one? Something like that. But I'm glad it went okay. And if you need to go and rest, you go and rest, friend. Heck, if you're in a position where you can rest and listen to my not so dulcet tones and the nice chill music in the background, and you want to do that, then by all means do that. You don't have to watch and interact if you don't want to. The idea of this stream is that it's chill for all of us, however that should be. So, how are we all doing? Need to remember to cuddle up to the camera, don't I? I always forget. I mean, it's not so bad. The microphone on it's muted, so I don't have to like whisper in your ears. Wouldn't that be unsettling? Yeah, that sounds pretty lush, to be fair to this. Yeah, sometimes Hulu with these things, it's a kind of get worse before you get better situation, because you've got to unpack all this stuff first, and then you've got to make peace with it and do all of the other things that come along with having therapy. So it can feel like it's not really getting you anywhere to begin with, but it will do. It just takes time. Oh, okay. I love a good unsolicited dick pic. And please bear in mind, chat, that is dick. No K's, 2 C's. I actually follow unsolicited dicks on Twitter, cause everybody needs a dose of that cute every now and again. Agreed, Rustbot. Yeah, agreed, Rustbot. Now, I do quite like some of the pin-ups. I've got quite a few of the prints on the wall across from me. If I hadn't got the focus on the camera set to a static point, I would move the boom on so that you could see them. But you wouldn't be able to see them properly. But I quite like the pin-up art. I used to be quite fascinated with the history of pin-up art in general, like nose cone art and stuff like that. Thank you very much, Grox. I think Slow is currently playing it with Ivan and Leroy, and I was invited, but they all forgot that I was streaming today. But it is only 4 people maximum, so on that note, if folks are ever playing Breakpoint and you invite me and or Slow along, if we don't turn up, it's no slight on you. We've kind of made a promise that we'll play it together and with Ivan, so if there's more than one person that has invited us, then we won't be able to keep our promise to each other and play with you guys at the same time, which kind of sucks. Like, I wish you could have more players, but I appreciate why you can't, you know? Because I want to play with you all. On Breakpoint, Tidders, before you say anything, because I know what you're like. But you know, if they're all hanging out as a trio, then maybe I'll just like sneak off and hang out with you lot. Yeah, sorry, Tidders. So, how are we all doing? Okay, Hulu, you enjoy your food, and when you come back you can tell us what you had, because I've not eaten much today, so I'm going to live vicariously through everybody else for a bit, and then I'll eat after the stream. Don't tell Slur. Oh shit. That may be part of the reason I'm as shaky as I am, got to admit. I kind of forgot. One of the problems with me when I'm in like full brain gremlin mode is that I forget about things like eating, and it takes a lot of effort to remember. Eat the models. Hey Inari Trash, how you doing, friend? I would not want to eat this, especially now it's got this primer on, because the primer tastes bad. Like, really bad. It's worse than all the GW paints put together. Yeah, that's fine, Russ, but I am very much an each to their own. I can appreciate why people don't necessarily like this stuff. Like, they don't like the pin-up stuff. And that is their right. And I would never deem to push the really fan servicey stuff onto people. Like, I know this is kind of fan servicey, but she's chibi, and it's nowhere near as bad, if you see what I mean. Though if anybody is made uncomfortable by what I'm painting, please do let me know, and I will switch to a different miniature, because I would rather we all have a good time than I paint a miniature, a specific miniature, and make people feel uncomfortable or upset. Because it's not like I don't have enough miniatures to paint. Hang on. It's going to be blurry, but that's just the ones that I've gotten out to paint later. I have loads more. It's not like I need to paint this specific miniature. You ate polystyrene as a child once. Ah. Do you remember if it was tasty? I mean, I'd guess not. But, right, I'm going to move my lamp over me a bit more, because this primer is good shit. It's actually quite hard to see what I'm doing once it's on. I do like this primer. This is good quality stuff. And I know there's some to do with Green Stuff World because of the colour shift thing. But frankly, I bought this before then. It was expensive, and I'm going to use it. And I don't know. They've got some good stuff that you can't really get anywhere else as well, which is kind of unfortunate. So. At least it's not Necron tits. I think Necron tits in the right setting could be okay, maybe. I mean, you know. Why not? I'm very live and let live when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I suppose saying that on a stream which is later going to go onto YouTube is probably going to get me into a load of arguments with arseholes, but oh well. The way I see it, the little plastic people, or animals or monsters or whatever, they're little plastic things. They're toys. They are very expensive toys. And once you've bought them, They are yours to do with however you fucking please. Oh no, Tidders, that's going to be in my head all fucking night now. Great. Fucking fabulous. Yeah, they're yours to do with as you please. And frankly, things like canon and lore can get stuffed. Because they change all the fucking time anyway. What I'm saying is, if you want female Space Marines, you make yourself fucking female Space Marines. I mean, it would be nice if we could get some more female heads that are the appropriate size. Games Workshop. But yeah, you do what you want with your miniatures. They're your fucking miniatures. Yeah? I might turn off comments on this one when I upload it onto YouTube, to be honest with you, because I don't want to deal with that. Petty as that may sound. Thank you for the treats, RNG. Oh wow! 6 months. Females. Oh geez, that was one hell of a delay. Thank you for that, Streamlabs. Oh geez, and my headphones have fallen off. Congratulations, RNG, you blasted my headphones off of my head. With your sheer awesome. Thank you so much for 6 months. That's fucking amazing. That is how the fuck have I been doing this for 6 months? Hey, you Buff Grinch. How you doing, friend? As always, any treats that are donated for Porthos will be given to him either when I take a quick break or at the end of the stream. Because he's currently moping on his bed because I'm not sat on the couch. Which means he can't lounge on me. He's been absolutely fucking loving me binging Ultra Q in the evenings. Because I've just been like on the couch, under a blanket. Slow won't come into the room because Ultra Q's not really his thing. And he just gets to lounge on me whilst I watch 60s Japanese crap, basically. You are just that cool, RNG. I am painting the Soda Pop Miniatures crossover mini from Kingdom Death. This is the Twilight Knight. She is a Super Dungeon Explore hero piece. I was going to finish the Armata off, but I'm shaking too much and I don't really want to do commission work when I'm shaking. So I decided I'd work on my own miniatures instead. Just, you know, for my own sanity. And just in case Ivan does pop into the stream. Because the last thing I want to do is fuck his miniature up whilst he's watching. Slow motion car crash. Nobody needs that. Hello there, Lol Herbie. You're new. Haven't seen you before. That's kind of cool, don't you think, Tidders? Okay, so I'm gonna wait for her primer to dry a little bit, and sort out what paints and brushes I wanna use. That you've been streaming for 6 months on Halloween. That's a good day for it. Don't you think? Whew. Oh, on the 29th. That's close enough, isn't it? It'll do. That's fair enough, Rustbart. Well, I'd say hello, Ivan, but you can't hear me, can you? I can hear slow, though. Nothing new there. Right, so the Twilight Knight as a miniature, she is... I'm going to give you some fluff on her whilst we wait for her to dry. She is the Kingdom Death flagship model. I think she's actually the very first miniature they ever produced. The original version of her, obviously. Do I have her knocking about? I don't even know if I've built her yet. Just checking the cabinet behind me. No, I have not built her yet, so I can't show you what she actually looks like. But one of the things that drew me to her as a miniature is the fact that she's got quite a bit of chunk on her. Like, I was used to seeing pin-ups, at least modern pin-ups anyway, that were very, very skinny. And as much as she's got a flat tummy and a little bit of muscle definition there, Twilight Knight Titters is the name of the model. As much as she's got a flat tummy and she's reasonably buxom, she's also got reasonably chunky legs. You know, she looks like a very trim athlete, I guess, is the best way to put it. Hey Graf, how you doing, friend? But I think she was originally designed, if I'm not mistaken, as a way to sort of fund the actual project. Like they came up with her design and started selling her as a standalone miniature before they even had rules for the actual game. And they sold as many of her as they could so that they could build up a little bit of funding so that they could make the game and the other miniatures that they wanted to sell. So she's kind of an important piece of Kingdom Death's history. And yeah, some of the stuff that they've done has been a bit, as Longfang put it in our Friday stream chat last week, a bit cheesecakey. There are also a whole host of absolutely gorgeous miniatures that they've done. In fact, she's drying off nicely. There's a little bit of a cape that still needs to dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle out of my chair, which is going to make an awkward noise. I'm going to open the cabinet behind me, which is going to make a different kind of awkward noise. And I'm going to get my two favourite Kingdom Death miniatures out of the cabinet. Bearing in mind I haven't painted either of them. But I just want to evidence a point, I guess. So, while she's off in the corner drying off. So, this is the Dung Beetle Knight. He's also got like a big dung ball with a face in it, which is really fucking creepy and I love it. But just check out all the detail on that. He's gorgeous. When I paint him, I intend to use pearlescent paints that'll give him kind of a scarab beetle kind of look, or a jewel beetle look, for those who know what a jewel beetle looks like. And I really like the wings. Those that don't already know, my favourite part of university was doing forensic entomology. I really like bugs. I am a weirdo. I love bugs. I find them fascinating. I think they're beautiful. They're really important for the environment. And having a miniature like this that is essentially a samurai in full beetle plate armour is just chef kiss. Mwah, love it. Fucking love it. So there's him. He needs a bit of work doing to him. I've noticed on his scabbard there's a little bit of sprue. But then there's my actual all-time favourite Kingdom Death miniature. Nothing they have made before or since lives up to this guy in my opinion. I'll bring him a bit closer. There we go. This is the Flower Knight. He is, if I remember correctly, because I bought him before he had any fluff. Knight, Tidders. She's the Twilight Knight. As in, like the Dark Knight. So, yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's like a harbinger of spring or something like that. But he's one of the big bads, as is the Dung Beetle Knight. They are enemies that you fight, but look how bloody beautiful he is. Look at the amount of details on him. And these two miniatures, along with a couple of the more complicated pin-up miniatures, are the reason I fell in love with Kingdom Death. Oh yeah, he has this cute little violin as well. It comes with him. Violin? Cello? I think it's probably a cello based on scale, actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a cello. It's definitely a cello. But yeah, that's... Yeah, me too, Graf. He is my absolute favourite miniature. I think my Twilight Knight is about dry. Got a little bit in her cape that's still a bit wet, so I'm going to blow on it. Cello is bigger. Yeah, but it's too big to be a violin. I don't know what it is. Stringed instrument. I mean, I suppose it could just be a really big violin. Yeah, Rustbot. Actually, I don't know if you were here when I did my here's some miniatures I'm going to paint at some point stream really early on. So I probably should have painted this guy today, but I don't think I have the right paints in at the moment to do him. This is the Kingdom Death Slender Man. And yeah, to be honest with you, it's the monsters that I like about Kingdom Death. I love the pin-ups as well, because I think there's a great deal of artistry that goes into making them look the way they do. And I think they're surprisingly tasteful in comparison to some others. Oof. Right, I'm gonna, like, squidge myself back in now. And let's get started painting. Could be a bass violin, yes it could. That makes sense, Tidders. Good idea. That's what you want to be, is it, Hulu? The Slender Man. So, I believe, Graf, you asked who this was. Were you referring to her? Yeah. So this is the Twilight Knight. She is a Kingdom Death character, but she has been chibified here for the purpose of use as a hero character in Super Dungeon Explore, which is a Soda Pop Miniatures dungeon crawling game. I'd say it's in a similar vein to Hero Quest, but like chibi and manic as all fuck. It's a lot of fun. Don't play with first gen rules though, because they needed a lot of work, put it that way. We have house rules for the first gen stuff. But second gen SDE is actually pretty good. So, the Twilight Knight is supposed to be pretty damn pale. The thing about the Kingdom Death universe is that there is very little light in the world that Kingdom Death is set in. It's like it's underground. It's a very ominous place. Come on, out you come. Oh dear, there is a blockage in my white paint. Oh, I'm sorry, Hulu. She's also got titties. Yeah. Yeah, go rest, friend. Yeah, that's fair, Rustbot. Very fair. I mean, more recently, KD has done a couple of more minis, but you know, you gotta test the water and see what works for you, I guess. Yeah, so she's supposed to be quite pale, so what I'm gonna do is gonna make myself a slightly paler elf flesh. I don't know what that translates to nowadays. I don't know if it's still called elf flesh. It's Citadel Colours elf flesh. This is already watered down because it's got I can't remember what the proper word for it is, but it's got like a loosening agent so that I could get it into the dropper bottle. It's an old Citadel paint though, so I've got no fucking idea what it's called now, or what the appropriate matchup colour is. But I'm taking a bit of that and a little bit of White Scar. Also already slightly watered down. Just push my palette onto the screen a little bit more. And this little patch here is just a little bit of the White Scar mixed with a little bit of the elf flesh. I'm going to put a drop of water in it to water it down some more so that we can get some nice thin coats. And I'm going to do her face first. This is something that I've been noticing a lot of 40k hobbyists doing. So that they tend to paint the face first and then they do all the clothes and the hair and stuff. So I'm going to do that. But I'm starting with a relatively pale colour so that I can lighten it up, hopefully. Okie doke, Rustbot. Good luck. I hope it goes okay. So that's reasonably thin already. I'm not too happy with the brush I'm using because I'm trying to use different brushes instead of always using the detail brushes. Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm gonna try and avoid where her eyes are because she's got big eyes. Now I normally have a routine when it comes to doing eyes on chibi characters, and I will be leaving her eyes until last, I think. And please excuse Porthos chewing on his foot in the background. You'd think I didn't feed him. I do, for the record. Thick peepers, yes, exactly, thick peepers. So I'm just gonna get a layer onto her face and then I'm gonna do another one. Thin that down a little bit more on that edge there because that's kind of pulled. And then take some of this paint off. There we go. Now, she wears almost entirely black, so my master plan for her outfit is to actually start with a Night Lord's blue base and really darken it in the recesses and then use a combination of black and Cantor blue to do the highlights. So it's kind of like a blue based black, for want of a better description. That's it. I give up. I tried. Let the record state that I tried. Where is... It's one of these two, isn't it? That's my insane, which means that's my psycho. Yeah, so we want the insane detail. I'm never going to get out of this bad habit, am I? What can I say when it comes to my paintbrush? I'm a bit of a control freak. Porthos. If you keep chewing it like that, it'll fall off. Sorry, folks. He was getting a bit too aggressive with his feet there. It's not a bad habit if it works for me. Yeah, I guess. It's not very professional to just use the same brush all the time, though. And it could be argued that it's stunting my growth as a painter. But meh, I guess. I keep forgetting that I'm working on a miniature that is considerably smaller than the one I was working on last week, and therefore the camera needs to be closer. Oh, shit. My paint puddle has run a little dry. It's fine. There we go. I'm aware it looks absolutely horrifying at the moment, but, well, it's October. Happy Halloween, I guess. Once I've got a few layers of this on, it should look a bit better. Hopefully. So yeah, how are we all doing then? You all good? Or in some way approximating good? Still screaming into the void, yeah, that's fair. You have had a tough day, my friend, and hopefully this will help a little bit, even if it's only for a short while. I mean, on the plus side, boobies, right? Oh shit, yeah, that's a fair point actually. I just thought, I'm focusing on her face. It's not just her face that needs to be a flesh tone. I think that's the one problem with this miniature. The Twilight Knight is supposed to be... You'll get there, Tidders. You'll get there. You're already getting there, aren't you? Progress has been made. Yeah, the Twilight Knight's supposed to be like an elite fighter, for want of a better description. The male version of the model, the fluff for him is that he's basically gone to an elite school, as it were, to train to become a knight, and there are sort of three paths that a Twilight Knight can follow. There's like a wandering Ronin type situation, or Ronin I should say. There's a Yeah, fair enough, Tidders. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it worse, friend. And we'll work it out. We'll find a way to keep you on the way. Promise. We as a community have come together for things before, and we can do it again. Hey Stormgrad, how you doing, friend? So, what was I saying? I think the one thing that bugs me is that she's got like an exposed midriff and she's got an exposed sort of upper torso as well. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you for coming and chilling with us. It's great to have you here. Yeah, anyone that knows anything about armour knows that chainmail bikini will only get you so far. I mean, it looks nice, but it's not exactly practical. Though, one of the team-ups that they did, I can't remember what the game system it was for was, but they did a version of the Twilight Knight that is in like full medieval style armour, and that one's really pretty. I think that one's over on Slow's side of the paint station at the moment, because I acquiesced and told him he could paint it if he wanted to. Okay, pretty far with me. Yeah, fair enough, Tidders. You'd be too distracted to fight back. Porthos, stop chewing your feet, mate. They'll fall off. Hi there, Cass. Welcome to the stream. Don't think we've had you here before. How are you doing? Hey, Nurgling. How you doing, friend? I'm kind of committing the ultimate heresy by just dipping my paintbrush into this white paint, but I am going to end up using it all, so I don't think it's a major issue. I only put a little bit on there. Deliberately, because then I could do that without it being a problem. Put a little too much white in there. Ooh. Oh, congratulations, Nurgling, that's wonderful. So glad to hear that. And welcome back, Hulu. What food did you have? And while you were gone, I think I talked a little bit about the history of the Twilight Knight model, and I showed off some other Kingdom Death miniatures. Well, I see, some official Kingdom Death miniatures rather than this crossover mini. And we've just sort of chatted a bit. Oh, you're not weird at all, Hulu. That used to be my everyday lunch at my last job. I fucking love tuna, cheese and onions together with mayonnaise. So if you are weird, then I'm weird too. And you know what? I'm okay with that. And you should be too. Because there's nothing wrong with being weird. You be you, be happy. This is something I'm learning the hard way. Oh, Nurgling, that's so cute. Congratulations both. That's well sweet. I'm so happy for you. For 2 reasons now. Excuse me, just hydrating. Doesn't she look haunting? She'll look better once she's got some eyes. I promise. Oh, cool. Good luck, Hulu. I hope it goes really well for you. Oh. I am so happy for you, Nerdling. That's great. Eyes are for nerds. Yeah. That's why I wear glasses. I needed more eyes. I think one of the nice things about the chibi version of the Twilight Knight is that she actually has less exposed flesh. Because like she's got this bit on her back here, and she's got little bits around her leg. No, that's going to be underwear. She's not naked under the armor. Doesn't have thunder thighs though. All chibis kind of have thunder thighs, so yes, but actually no, I guess, is the way that works. But you've looked up the original design, haven't you, Tidders? Thank you very much, Cass. She is the Soda Pop Miniatures Kingdom Death crossover mini. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Cass. That's very kind of you. And as much as the goose isn't normally a jump scare, I wasn't expecting it. Oh, yeah. Porthos's food and water bowls are in the kitchen, which is next door to where I'm sat. And he's just gone and had a big drink. I am sorry about the dog noises in the background. I hope they don't bother anybody. Fair enough, Hulu. Yeah, normally the goose doesn't scare me, but I'm a little on edge today, so everything's a jump scare. On that note, I probably will finish on time tonight rather than going over, because I know sometimes I go over, especially when Longfang isn't streaming today. But for the sake of my own well-being, I will probably not do that today, I'm afraid. Because my shakes are pretty bad at the minute. Oh, Cass. I know them feels. Porthos hates thunderstorms, he hates fireworks, and he hates me being anywhere where he can't sit on my lap. Which wouldn't be so much of a problem if it wasn't for the fact that he's like 23 kilos now? He big boy. 5 AM in Australia, bloody hell. Oh, in that case, massive thank you for popping along to the stream, because holy shit, I'm a pumpkin by 5 AM normally. Thank you for the treats, RNG. Dog's a chunky girl. What kind of dog do you have, Cass? I'm always happy for some doggo talk. Oh, lovely Porthos. I don't know if the microphone caught that, but he's decided to come and stand next to me and burp. He's a lot of decorum, this dog. Hey, buddy. Right, he's getting his scritches now while I take a little breather. And whilst the Twilight Knight judges you all silently. Border Collie. Oh! Border Collie Cattle Dog Cross. That's an awesome cross then. Bloody hell. I bet she takes a fair bit of exercising, doesn't she? He can tell when someone redeems the treats. He's got treat sensors, yeah. He's currently getting an ear scritch, and he is loving it. And I wish I could show you, but my boom arm doesn't work like that. She can judge me anytime she wants. Oh my. Oh, Tidda's mood. Fucking seriously. Not so much anymore. She's quite old then. Yeah. Oh, bless. Well, Porthos is getting that way, but he thinks, oh, ow. There is a dog on my lap. He thinks he's still a puppy. I'll tell you what. Hang on. He'll be out of focus probably, but... Porthos cam! There you go, Tidders. You got your wish. Full screen Porthos cam. Hey, buddy. No kisses. And back to the Twilight Knight. He's gotten very, very clingy since I went into lockdown. Because I've been here every day, all day, for 7 months now, something like that. Yeah, a lot of bigger dogs, Hulu, tend to think that they are puppies, or they don't seem to appreciate that they have gotten bigger since they were puppies. So they still try and do the things that they did when they were pups, and it's really, really cute. Yeah, I don't know how Porthos is going to cope when I go back to work. Like, in the office back to work. I don't think he's going to cope at all. Yeah, that sounds about right, Hulu. Hey, Cyborg, how you doing, friend? Oh, Cyborg, that sucks. I hope you get to leave earlier than that, and I hope you get plenty of rest when you get home. That's better. I tend to find that, you know how they say you should do 2 thin coats? When it comes to flesh tones, I tend to do like 4 or 5, just so that I can make it nice and even. Because I don't feel like flesh tones go on as evenly as other paints do. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm applying them wrong. Who knows? But heck, if it works, you know? The trick, Cass, is to try places like eBay. I get most of my miniatures nowadays, for I am no longer a student and therefore don't have excess money. I tend to get most of my miniatures off of eBay because they'll be a little bit cheaper there. And it's really good if there's a particular miniature that you like but you're not really fussed about the rest of the army or whatever. Just get that one miniature, see how you feel about it afterwards, you know? And yeah, Nurgling can help with that as well, I'm sure. Thick flesh coats. If you do, Cyborg, finish early tomorrow that is, give me a shout, and even if I'm playing with a full squad, I will drop out and I will come and play some Breakpoint with you because I owe you one from not being up to it yesterday. You're right, Shanus. How you doing, friend? I have developed a new respect for Shanus today, having discovered your past as a fellow Ragnarok Online player. It's very nice to meet a kindred spirit, especially when I can't get anyone to play it with me now. I was devastated when I found out they'd turned off the European servers because it was easier than dealing with GDPR. Hey Zafio, how you doing, friend? You've not missed much though, just, you know, me putting some primer and some flesh tones on this lass, and a little bit of full screen Porthos cam. Yeah, I played on a private server as well, but I know a lot of the private servers that I was using early on. Oh dear, I may have actually painted too much flesh onto her. Whoopsie. We'll fix that later. A lot of the private servers that I played on initially kind of piggybacked off one of the main European servers. There is when it means that she's not wearing any underwear anymore. Because, you know, I'd rather this not end up being a lewd mini stream, as it were, even though I am painting technically a pin-up. I think I should be able to get away with maybe one more thin, like really thin coat. And that should be enough to just flatten out any bits that I've missed. Fingers crossed. Oh, yeah. Me and my IRL social group used to play a lot of GTA Online. Privately, obviously, because there's too many arseholes and cheats on the just open servers. But we kept trying to do a particular mission together and it was bugged out really badly, and we'd spent think like 4 hours doing this one mission one night, and it was so badly bugged out that we couldn't even exit the mission, and we all just got really angry and stopped playing it. Yeah, the first time I played Breakpoint, I didn't know that you could turn the like open social area to friends only. And I went to the social area for the first time to meet up with my friends, and some rando immediately ran over. Now, bearing in mind, I am 30 next year, and my first experience of online gaming was RuneScape, in which I had a female avatar, and I am playing Breakpoint with a female avatar. This guy runs up to me, goes, "Hi!" in the text chat, and I go, "Oh no." "Oh, thank you very much, Stormgrad." The bags under my eyes suggest that you might be lying there. Yeah, I had massive flashbacks to my RuneScape days. I say days like I played it more than twice. Every time I logged onto RuneScape, immediately a guy would come up to me and start asking for like cyber sex and stuff like that, and I went, you know what, I don't want to do this. I was like 10, 11 at this point in time. Thanks, Stormgrad. And thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that a lot more than flattery. Oh, I bet you did, Cass. That's unfortunate. Yeah. People on the internet are weird in general, and sometimes it's the good weird. Like, I think we're all pretty weird, but in the good way. But sometimes they're the other kind of weird, and I think it's a lot less prevalent in MMOs these days than it used to be. But it's more prevalent everywhere else now, which is a real pity. It would be nice if people could just be, you know, nice to each other online. Yeah, and I will join the queue of people that is willing to fight them, Nerdling. I am very much of the opinion that if anybody makes anybody in what is ostensibly, there we go, my community uncomfortable or unhappy, I will fucking bite them. And they won't enjoy it. Because I am small and angry. Oh, that does sound like fun. Yeah, Stormgrad. Aww. That's so cute. You pair are adorable. I hope you don't mind me saying that. I don't mean it in a patronising way. It's nice to see happy couples. It's nice to see happy people in general. I like it when people are happy, and I like to try and make people happy, or at least spread a little bit of manic joy wherever I go. My personal approach is sort of Lisa Frank demonic summoning circle. Yeah, To be honest, Tidders, I get exactly where you're coming from, and I agree with you. Happy is kind of difficult, but some semblance of a positive emotion will do just fine. And if you can't make your own happiness, store-bought is fine. By which I mean, if you have to take any kind of supportive medication that is prescribed by a professional, then that's okay. You know? There is no shame in any kind of support. If it works for you, that's what matters. Probably Tidders. Oh wow. I have been told I'm quite quiet. If that is a problem for folks, do let me know. I try and make sure that I'm not when I'm streaming, but it's difficult. It's tricky. A reference that nobody wanted, asked for, or probably got. Oh, hailing. Fun. I quite like hail. Not standing in it, obviously, but... I too am a fan of the pain rain. Right, I'm just gonna pop her there for a minute, and she's gonna look at you while I have another drink. Don't forget to hydrate, folks. Hopefully my drinking sounds aren't too loud. No, Tidders. And I know you knew the answer to that already, but still. Yeah, Cass, I can appreciate that. Ah, well, says Tidders. Down the hatch anyway. Right, I think we're about there with the flesh tones. Just gonna make sure I've got chin in there. Hey, Porthos. What you doing, buddy? Are you feeling needy, little mate? It sounds like you're feeling needy. Oh, that's really cool, Graph. Just crack me back. Okay, so how am I going to do this? So I think we'll start with a base coat. So the way the Twilight Knight's designed is she's in all black, her armour's black, her cape is black, her hair is white, well, silver. So that'll be fun. And she's got some tape on her legs. But I don't think that's... Oh, there's a little bit of it present on one of her legs. And I've just spotted a bit where the primer hasn't gone on. So, get this little brush. For those of you that haven't been on my streams before, or that don't remember, I normally use Army Painter brushes, which are sort of custom for painting miniatures, but they're very expensive. When it comes to base coating and priming and stuff like that, I got a massive stack of these cheap acrylic paintbrushes from, we used to have a craft shop in my hometown called Domino's. Absolutely brilliant store. But yeah, when it comes to doing things like base coating and even dry brushing, you can use just normal acrylic paintbrushes. Because all hobby paint is watered down acrylic paint. Please excuse the rattling whilst I rummage around in my Potto brushes. Actually, I'm loving having this on a boom arm. Potto brushes. I've got all sorts in here. So I've got a few different Army Painter ones. You can usually tell which ones they are because they're triangular. Some of them aren't. I've got this really fucking old GW one. And then loads of these cheap acrylic brushes. And for some reason a pair of tweezers. What we want is... let's go with this one. It's a Citadel standard brush. So you can see that. Yep, there we go. Citadel standard brush. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put what is essentially a base coat on her cape. But I also want that little crap brush I had a minute ago back. Because there is a spot just here where the paint has chipped off. Primer's chipped off. Just check the rest of them, make sure I've not missed any more primer spots. Oh, we've got a little bit there. See, it's important to check your miniatures as you're painting them to make sure you've not missed any spots. I have been really, really bad for that on stream recently. Just gonna brush her butt. There we go. Right, now she is fully primed. As she should have been before. Bad squig. .5'1". Wow, somebody I'm taller than. That makes a change. I am a nice average 5'5". Oh, large pills. Yeah, large pills suck, Tidders. Where possible, it's always nice to like break them in half and do them half and half if you can, but I know that's not always an option. No, just because you're tall and majestic like a giraffe. Okay. So, yeah, you can basically use any acrylic brushes. I think you're majestic in your own way, Tidders. 6 foot, fucking hell. Slow's 6'4", I think. He likes to put things on the top shelf or on top of the cupboard where I can't reach them because he thinks it's funny. I love him, but he's a dick. Yeah, Cass, I know that feel. It looks like mine did, Tidders. Believe it or not. Hello. Uh-oh, that's not good. Have we lost everybody? Let's have a look-see. We're back. Oh, good timing. I was just about to, like, do my Hack the Planet routine to see what had gone on. I know people have been having issues with Twitch over the last sort of 24 hours. Like, streams randomly dying and stuff like that. So maybe it's maybe they've got a bit too much traffic. Something like that. I don't know. What do I look like, a streamer? No, not shitty Aussie internet, Cass. You're all good. Oh yeah, again, please excuse the paint rattling noises. I am Shaking up my Night Lords. Right. Where was I? Ah, yes. Using any paintbrushes. Yes, Tidus is majestic, and we all agree. So say we all. Yeah, you don't have to buy, like, branded paintbrushes when you're just starting out in the hobby. You can get whatever brushes you like. If you can get some small acrylic brushes, from like a paint store, craft store, then that will do you just fine. So yeah, my plan, now that she's primed, Night Lords are cool. My 40k / 30k army is a Night Lords army, which I need to finish painting at some point, but originally I was gonna have them all done, ready for my 29th birthday. We were gonna go to Warhammer World, and we were gonna have a game for my birthday and go to Bugman's and like make a day of it, because that's the kind of person I am apparently now. But then lockdown happened and I spent my birthday stuck at home, and I streamed, and various folk in this chat actually hung out with me on my birthday, and it was nice. But it wasn't what I was originally intending. So it looks like it's going to be 30k for my 30th. Which should be fun. I think. Probably. Raven Guard are your favourite. Good choice. I like the Raven Guard. Yeah, I should finish my Night Lords at some point. I kind of decided I'd got so many miniatures from so many different sort of lines and companies that it would be better to showcase some of them, because there's already so many people on Twitch that stream building and painting 40k minis. And, you know, it's cool. I love it. And there are some amazing artists doing amazing work. But there's so much else out there that just doesn't seem to get the light of day. You know? Hey Duke, how you doing, friend? Fancy seeing you here. You had the summons of a knight model being painted. Well, this is a titty knight, so not your average knight, that's for sure. Porthos is being moody again. Probably going to hear a lot of him sort of stomping about and huffing in the background for a bit, as he desperately tries to make me feel guilty for not being sat on the couch. Thank you for the scritches, Nurgling. And seeing as Porthos has just come back, would anybody like some more full screen Porthos cam? The best kind of night. A titty night. Hey, buddy. Yes, more Porthos can. There we go. Always the star of the show, ain't you, mate? Hey? Yeah. No. Stop it. There we go. Hey, psychologist, how you doing? Oh, that's so cute. Yes, he has a bow tie. He's had a bow tie almost since we adopted him. Like, we started getting him collars with bow ties on pretty much straight away. He had a bandana collar first. But then we realised he looks like a dapper little gentleman with, he's got, let's see if I can, he's got his little white shirt here. So, yeah, we started putting him in bow ties and calling him Professor Porthos. Hey, what do you mean? Right, that's enough now, mate. You get down. Good boy. Licky hand. Oh, really? Well, that's purely coincidental, I can assure you, but that has made me smile. Right, where was I? Oh, yeah. I was painting a cape. I'm going to do a couple of coats of the base colour. Okay, you're not going to be able to see this bit, and I'm sorry for that, but I need to get to the very bottom of her cape. A bit that's really close to her back. I can't do that and show you on camera at the same time, unfortunately. There we go. Right. So yeah, the plan is a couple of coats of Night Lord's Blue as a base. And then I'm going to do some Night Lord's Blue mixed with... Is it Night Lord's Blue? Yeah, I'm going to do some Night Lord's Blue mixed with some whole black. Do with that information what you will. To darken it down. And I'll do a black wash on it as well so that the recesses are really dark. Just so that it's got that sort of depth to it that a piece of fabric should have, even though it's all black, because, yeah. Just noticed a little bit of her hair doesn't have any primer on it. Shit. It's going well, isn't it, folks? I'm only on for another half hour or so. It's fine. Thank you, Zatheo. Your support is always appreciated. On that note, those of you that follow me on Twitter and sent me encouraging messages over the last 48 hours, thank you so much. I haven't felt that bad in a very long time. And I think the fact that folks have been engaging with me a lot on Twitter and that I seem to have developed some level of reach which I've never had before sort of got to me and freaked me out a bit and sort of set me off. But having you folks just immediately dogpile on me with all of the love was part of the reason I was able to get back out of that hole so quickly. And I really, really appreciate it. This community is such an amazing community. You're so wonderful and supportive and just all round amazing people, and you're so good to each other, and you're so sweet. And I will sing your praises to the high heavens. Honestly. I've never felt so much like I belong in a community as I do in this community. And you folks are the reason that I feel that way. So thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. Have goblin green paint now, no unpainted base is safe. Yes! Fucking love goblin green. Thank you, folks. Oh, thank you very much, Cass. That's very kind of you. Yeah, it's been an interesting few days. This might make a few folks laugh. I was convinced that the second I started talking about kaijus obsessively on my Twitter, I would lose most of my followers. I've gained 10. Which is really not a situation I was expecting to occur. It just goes to show that people will find you and they will support you for who you are, you know? Yeah, it's great that I got 10 kaiju fans and that I've accidentally converted a couple of other people into kaiju fans. I'm quite proud of that fact. Mothra power opens doors and brings people together. Yes, exactly. Oh no, Duke, that sucks. Right, yeah, it's time for Night Lord's Blue round 2. A bit more. Well, Tidders, I think we can be the group that encourages a miracle. What do you think, folks? Tidders is in a situation right now that means that she may require additional funding in the not too distant future. So, if anybody feels the need to donate to this channel, I politely request that instead you donate to Tidders. I have a full-time job. I get paid every month. I am streaming because I have fun doing it and because I enjoy making other folks happy. And I hope my streams do that. But I don't really need the money. I can cope with what I've got. I'd much prefer it if folks donated to the people that really need it. And right now, Tidders needs it. And Tidders is fucking lovely. She's such a sweetheart. She's been an absolutely amazing mod for me. She even agreed to be a mod on my Discord server. And she's literally the only person I could think of that could do it for me. And she's agreed to it, which is fucking amazing. She's such a sweetheart. She does so much for everybody else. So we should do some stuff for her. Okay? I do have a Discord server, Graph, but I only have Tidders as my one mod. It's okay, I saw that you joined it, Tidders. You are the one and only member of the Squig Squad. which is what I've called the mod team. Okay, I was gonna wait until I'd got somebody else to mod it for me, but I trust you folks, and I'll just keep an eye on it until I can find myself a second mod. Tidders, type !Discord into the chat for me. Because I don't think I've turned it off. I think I set it up and then forgot to turn it off. Have at, folks. Yeah, I'm with Graf on this one. Tidders is a really important part of our community. She's been so supportive to everybody, not least of all me. She's such a good bean. Musketeers. I fucking love that cast. That's fab. That is an absolutely brilliant name for your mods. I love it. See, I was trying to come up with something witty, and the best I could do was Squig Squad. Though to be fair, that's what it says on my setup screen for my Friday and Sunday streams, that it's the Squig Squad setting stuff up. So I guess it kind of works. Yeah, I might do that for now, Sophio. Just to keep it a quiet and safe community. At some point I'll be opening it up so that folks that listen to my podcast can join it as well. Because it was originally intended, before I started streaming, to be for the podcast. And yes, that was plural. The only one that's actually gotten off of the ground is the one that I do. Yeah, that makes sense, Cass. I mean, I think mine will probably end up very much the same way, which I am A-O-fucking-K with. But, yeah. Coming up with something that was uniquely me, but also appropriate was difficult. What can I say? Right. Oh yeah, I've gone back to using the detail brush without realising it. Well done. Silly Squig. Awesome, thanks Duke. I do need to drop you a message because I've just not had time to look anything up. Work's been a bit busy, and my brain gremlins were on fucking high alert for 3 days or 2 days. Felt like a fucking eternity, which made doing anything difficult. But yeah. Oh yeah. If anybody, as you are the first folks to join the server, if anybody notices anything in the rules that need changing, do let me know. I am not a dictator squig. If you feel that any of the rules are unclear or unfair, I am happy to discuss it. Because I trust you lot. You good beans. Squigtator. Potato shaped like a squig. That's actually very accurate for me. Cool, thanks Duke. I'll take a nosy. Right, so I think it's safe to say that we've got the base coat on her cape. Now I'm thinking I might do the base coat for her armour slightly differently so that it's got like a nice sort of metallic base as well as being this sort of dark blue colour. So I'm going to leave that until later. Furry potato shaped. I am potato shaped though, Zatheo. I just wear really baggy clothes. This may be the first time I've used this. Oh, gross. Okay, so the whole black has come out kind of lumpy, even though I've just mixed it. Okie dokie then, Grox. That could be interesting. Well, if you want me to kick one of them, do let me know. Yeah, lumpy black. Bit gross. Bit gross. Thank you very much, Lynn. How are you doing? Your podcast was fucking brilliant. I really enjoyed that. Multigrox. Oh, okay. That's fine, Grox. Yeah, if you want me to kick the other one, let me know. Or let Didders know, because, you know, she has phenomenal cosmic power. Just mixing up what I want my sort of mid-tone to be. There we go. Right. So that's the primer. So there's my, this is a combination of the Night Lord's blue, don't know if you'll be able to see it very clearly on the brush, and Army Painter Whole Black. So it's pretty much black, but it's got that little sort of hint of, thank you Tidders, of blue to it. So it's kind of a very inky blue, very midnight blue, if you will. Which is appropriate for the twilight night, I suppose. Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it, Lynn. I think you've cottoned onto something really good there, and I think you're doing it really, really well. I highly recommend to anybody that's not already started listening to it, Lynn's podcast, In the Arms of the Eye. It is, I guess the easiest way to describe it is it's basically a Welcome to Night Vale style 40k audio drama, and it is glorious. Like, it's so good that I was sitting in bed last night, wallowing in self-pity, watching Ultra Q, and the announcement came out that the new episode was out, and I stopped Ultra Q, like halfway through an episode, bearing in mind how much I've been binging that lately, and listened to Lynn's podcast. And it was fucking worth it. Like, seriously, just go listen to it. I implore you. It's so, so good. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, no, the detail brush is too small for this. But I feel like the standard brush is a bit too big. This is In the Arms of the Eye, Cass. Which is Lynn Squigley's podcast. I highly recommend it to everybody. Oh no, that's my dry brush. Don't want to use my dry brush. That's too big. Ah, we're at the portion of the stream where I spend 5 minutes picking a fucking paintbrush. What's this one? Regiment. No, that's slightly too big. But this one, what we've got here. Character brush. Yes, there we go, that'll do. I don't want anything too big, because I still want to have a modicum of control over where this paint goes. But I don't need as much control as I would with the fine detail brush. You are special, Lynn, and your content is fucking brilliant. Like like I said before, I think you've cottoned onto something really, really good there, and I think you're doing a really good job of it. You are making really good content, and I think it's got a much wider appeal than you think it does. Might put a little more black in this. Or a lot more. It's still a bit too blue for my liking. That's better. Yeah, honestly, Lynn, I'm a little bit jealous of how good your podcast is. I've been working for ages trying to get mine into a position where I'm happy with it, and I finally am, but I think yours is so much better. And I know they're very different genres, and that I probably shouldn't be comparing them because it's like comparing apples to oranges, but no one can stop me, so there. Now I've put more black in it. I don't know if folks will actually be able to see this because of the lighting. And to be fair, I might be fucking it up and not be able to tell because of the lighting. Only time will tell. But I'm okay with that. Weirdly. Where it's really going to be important to not get paint everywhere, because I want to have a nice little bit around the top of her head here where we've got a little bit of a highlight going on. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it, Grox. Is I'm going to have this bit be quite dark and then have a little bit around the edge just at the top where she's got the highlight going on. And I suppose seeing as she's got a lantern and we know that I can kind of do OSL, I should probably do OSL on this mini when I get around to that bit, but nerves. Oh yeah, my painting technique is very suck it and see. Oh yeah, Cass, my podcast is a true crime, cryptid, like cryptozoology, ufology, ufology, as it were, podcast. You didn't know there was merch, Theo. Yeah, at the moment, there's not a lot. I've got a couple of bits of Porthos merch that I need to finish editing the designs for, so that they can go on the store. I've got really cute socks. So you can listen to it on YouTube, you can listen to it through Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it on TuneIn and SoundCloud. And the YouTube videos channel on the Discord should have links to the more recent episodes, because I set up a Discord bot to announce whenever I released a new episode, or whenever I went live on Twitch. Looks like your Dark Souls character if she didn't wear armour. Well, she's kind of wearing armour, I've just not painted that yet. And there's not a lot of it. Right, now I've got to do the bottom of the cape. On the plus side, this should be quite easy, because there's no light hitting that really, except for what's coming off of her lantern, which I will deal with when I do the OSL. Never done OSL on a chibi before. That'll be fucking terrifying. Thanks, Lynn. I didn't know that, and honestly, that's very flattering. Because the stuff that you put out is fucking amazing, and to think that I'm in any way even slightly responsible for it is actually kind of humbling. Thank you. Bralettes do not count as armour. No, she's a okay, I can't show you because it's all the way on the other side of the room and it's on the wall, but she's actually, it's an armoured bra. I know it's not much. And she's got an exposed torso and is, you know, ripe for the stabbing in the gut. But she is wearing some armour. She's got armour on her arms and on her legs. Not on her bum, though. Bralettes do count if they're metal. Exactly, Didders. This. I'm sorry if you can't see this right now, folks. Doing the underside of things is always a bit of a pain to do on camera. I don't even know how clearly the colours are coming out. Not very at all, really, are they? I mean, hopefully, if nothing else, you can see that it's gotten darker. That looked a bit weird. There we go. Right. Yep, that'll do. Oh. Crack me back, have a quick drink. Now is a good time to hydrate, everyone. And if you don't, the Twilight Knight will know. Thank you very much, Cass. At the moment, my release schedule for the podcast is the last Sunday of every quarter. So I'm not due to release another one until December. But I'm hoping to get a bit of a backlog going, and if I do, then I'll be able to start releasing more regularly. Where the fuck are my washes? That's a flesh wash. Aha! Okay, so most of my Citadel paints are in dropper bottles. None of my washes and shades are, because these cannot go in dropper bottles, according to Slow. And he taught me how to do dropper bottles, so I'm going to believe him. Isn't all shampoo technically a flesh wash? Yes, but this flesh wash will not make you clean. It will make you grubby. Yeah, so actually on that note, I know he probably still can't hear, but the reason I'm thinking I might be able to start releasing things on a tighter, shall we say, schedule is because I now have writing staff. So for those that have listened to the podcast previously, or have listened to the early episodes, you'll know that I didn't used to do them by myself. In fact, I used to do them with Crazy Ivan. But due to circumstances beyond his control, he had to stop recording with me, and I decided to carry on the podcast without him. It was a very tough decision, and we had a lot of conversations about it. But that's how Terraphenia became what it is today. And he listened to the most recent episode and said to me that he doesn't feel like it's right for him to come back as a host, but that he wanted to come back as a writer, to write things for me to read on the podcast. So if I've got Ivan writing, as well as me writing and researching, obviously, I might actually be able to get stuff done a bit quicker, which means that I might be able to bring my release schedule forward, maybe do 2 episodes a quarter, which would be nice. Heck, maybe even more, we'll see. But if I can get to 1 episode a month, I'll be happy. That's the dream. The next episode is already actually written. I've just got to do my recording for it. I've got recording from my special guest star all sorted. I'm very, very excited about that. Yeah. So I might actually be able to release that one slightly early, but I don't want to go off schedule if I'm not going to be updating the schedule, so we'll see how that goes. Right. So I've put a wash on it to make it nice and she's got these little holes that aren't proper holes, so I might actually just drill those out, because I'm not sure I like the way the wash is sitting in those little holes. Yeah, I do everything when it comes to hobbying arse backwards, so please forgive me and maybe learn from my lessons rather than copying them. I'm going to do this really gently so I don't break her. Okay, Sophia, you take care, friend. And thank you for stopping in. It's been good to have you here. Now, the question is, am I going to figure out that I've gotten through this before I drill into my own finger or not? feels like it's gone through. And now it's stuck. It has gone through though, that's good. I'm just going to twist it back out. Sticking my thumb in her face. Honestly. You don't expect this kind of treatment, do you? There we go. Oh, best thing I ever bought for hobbying. Curved needle nose tweezers. I love them. They are so unbelievably useful when you're green stuffing, when you're pinning stuff. They're just multi-purpose. They really are. I'm just going to stick my finger in there and get that out. Yeah, that's better. There we go. And instead of priming and doing everything else, I'm just going to put some of the blue mix in there. Okay, be fine. Be fine. Yeah, I'll be alright. I'll do the other two later. I might wait until the cape's dried and then do those. But I know it works now, and that's the important thing. Right. I'm actually gonna... So we've got a nice dark layer. And I've put a wash over it to try and darken up the innards, but that's not really worked the way I wanted it to. Spum adjacent bacon grill. I fucking love bacon grills. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to put a layer of just black, which I've watered down a little bit, just into the recesses and near the bottom of the cape to kind of enhance the wash a bit, I guess. Pretty sure this isn't how you're supposed to do this, but do I ever do anything the way you're supposed to? As I've said on this stream before, I can't even sit straight. That's better. I've got a bit more depth going on now, which is nice. That was what I was aiming for. Like, the wash has really helped, but I think it needed a little bit extra. This is an unpainted one, Shayness, which I primed at the beginning of the stream. She's a Super Dungeon Explorer miniature. This is what they look like unpainted, or when we get them. Usually, sometimes they're pink or red, or some of them are green, I think. But yeah, that was what she looked like in terms of plastic colour. So I'm going to try really, really hard to just get a layer of black right on the inside of the hood to give some shadow there. And because I've not painted her hair yet, turns out that was a sensible decision. It doesn't matter if I get it on her hair. I am a disorganised painter. I do things in a funny order, and so this is a Soda Pop Miniatures mini, Shay, and they have fuck tons of stuff on their website. They're going through a bit of a struggle at the minute. They nearly went bankrupt late last year, and they were just starting to find their feet again when COVID hit. So that's been fun for them. But I really like their miniatures. What was my class in RO? I played oh god, it's been a while. A priest? Is it priest? I think that's what they were called. Did you start off as a monk when you do that? I can't fucking remember. It's been years. I was 14? Yeah, I was about 14, I think, when I started playing RO. So it's been a while. Sobering thought. I am getting old. But I always had I want to say it was a Bongan following me. Like, that was my first goal every single time I started a new character, was to get to the point where I could have a Bongan following me. Like, if they did RO Acolyte, yeah, so that was what I played, an Acolyte. And I remember I got to High Priest with one of them. Okay, let's see how we're looking. I think what I need now is a highlight. So, okie doke, Cass. Thank you very much for stopping in, and thank you for following. It's been great having you here. You have fun. Really into Wuxia style MMOs. I don't know what you mean by Wuxia. Good thing about a miniature that's pre-built. Less likely to break when you knock it over. Too clumsy. So I'm going to go with a little bit of Cantor Blue mixed with black, and then maybe a teeny tiny grey highlight over the top. Using the Psycho brush for that last highlight, obviously. I think this should look nice. Hopefully. Hopefully. I mean, the nice thing is, because it's my miniature, and it doesn't matter if I cock it up, I can always just dip it in Biostrip if I don't like it and start all over again. That was a really good investment for the record, a little bit of Biostrip. I'm just prepping my paint in the corner, which I don't think you'll be able to. There's my brush, look. No. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Oh. Oh, I see, Lynn. Right. Then I'd probably enjoy stuff like that as well. To my knowledge, I've never played anything like it, but... Fair enough, Shay. Are we gonna get pics of whatever it is? Because I'm intrigued now. Now I've ended up making this paint quite thin, so it's ended up being kind of a wash of all of its own. Oopsie. But that might work in my favour, we'll see. It's either going to go really well or it's going to go horribly. But either way, we've tried something. And that's the important thing here. You will never know unless you try. And you should never be afraid to give something a go. I mean, in my case, the worst that's going to happen is I irreparably destroy this miniature, which you can no longer get, and I will be sad about that, but at the end of the day, it's a little plastic lady with her tits out. It could be a hell of a lot worse. And if I didn't try, I'd never know if I could. I highly encourage people to try things. Highly, highly encourage it. Could be a new hobby. Could be a painting technique that you've never tried before. Could be a new food. But try things. Learn. Experiment. Find what works for you. And if it doesn't work, well, KonMari that shit. Thank it, throw it the fuck away. Could be a big plastic lady with her tits out. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you have a Poporing plush and a Devilwing band, Shay. I am jealous. Oh my god, thank you so much, Scarlett. Hi. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Yeah, I guess I'm kind of running over now. But I'm actually having fun, so if folks don't mind, I'll keep going for a little bit longer. Yeah, Longfang is absolutely fab. He's a really good bean. And he does have a very, very good voice for voice acting. I chipped that at some point. Oopsie. Yeah, he's a good egg. And he was talking on Twitter earlier about... Fair enough, Scarlett. Oh, thank you so much. That's really sweet of you. Don't be too mean to Duke. He's a good bean. I mean, unless he deserves it, in which case, go ahead. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, that's right. Longfang was talking about possibly doing a bit more voice acting work in future. So, if folks are doing things that they would like voice acting for, keep him in mind. Can confirm he has a very good reading voice. No spoilers for the next episode or anything. No spoilers at all. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to my old favourite. I think. There you are. My baby, my favourite brush in the whole wide world. The Psycho. Because let's face it, if there was ever a brush for me, it's the one with my nickname on it. I think I'll finish the cape off, because I'm actually quite enjoying painting the cape now. I've only done the top of it, I've not even bothered with the bloody bottom. I'll do that another time. Otherwise we'll be here all night. I don't know, Graph, mine do as well. It's really weird. I mean, I'm okay with it. Obviously people enjoy your content. It may be that you've got a viewer base that is otherwise engaged at the point that you are streaming. Like, I would love to watch some of your streams, but I'm always at fucking work. I need to start watching your VODs, actually. I've been kind of shit in that regard. Like, I signal boost for you, but I don't actually go and watch the cocking VODs. I always forget. Same with you, Tidders, and I need to watch your one from today, because you played my favourite fucking level and I couldn't go because I was in a meeting. Yeah, I'm only a little bitter about that. Like, Linda's one of my favourite characters. I'm not bitter at you. I'm just bitter at the situation. How dare I have a meeting whilst you're streaming? It's completely unacceptable. Yeah, I love Linda. She's cool. My godmother's name is Linda, and every time I get a text from her, I'm just like, it's Linda. Can't help myself anymore. But yeah, I really love the Goggalore level. It's my favourite level in the whole game, and I'm really upset that I missed it. Yeah, you should, Lynn. Your streams were really nice and chill. Like, Slow really likes your streams as well, Lynn. Because he watched a couple with me. And he's not really a stream person, so we're on to a winner there. Oh, cool. I mean, it's not been Goth Christmas yet, Buff, but I know Aldi are quite eager when it comes to the Christmas stuff, so I'm not really surprised, gotta admit. There we go. Doctor Who horror game in VR. Ooh, that'll be interesting. See, I'd love to play VR horror games, but I can't afford VR and it makes me motion sick. So it's not really a good investment for me, sadly. I really hope this looks as good out of the light as it does at the moment to me under the light. I get the horrible feeling it's going to look shite. We'll see. Hey, Graph, if you're doing really, really well in your first month, that's because you're a good streamer. I'm proud of you, friend. You're doing good. I really wish I could support you more, but timing is just bad. Not yours, just time in general. Time is hard and complicated and annoying. If I had a time machine, or like could clone myself, I fucking would, so that I could spend time doing the things I want to do and like spending time with you folks and still earn money so that I can feed Porthos, who is now asleep. Turn himself into a little pretzel. It's kind of cute. Right, want the Psycho back. Okay, so I'm going to do that really light highlight that I mentioned now. Hope it fucking works. Wish me luck, peeps. Only massively anxious about this. Yeah, I know that feeling, Graph. I kind of have an unwritten rule, because of my situation, as I mentioned earlier. I refuse to stream on top of anybody else. Because I know you folks need the time a lot more than I do. So I always try to make sure that any streams I do, and I fucked the highlight up, by the way, so I'm just going to go over it with a darker paint to fix it, hopefully. Please fix it. Yeah, so I always try and make sure that I don't overlap with anybody. And I always try and make sure that I retweet people as well when they're going live, to signal boost as best as I can, even if I'm at work at the time, or if I'm not feeling very well, because like I want to support you folks, and if I could, I'd just be there for every single stream you do. But I can't, and I can't necessarily afford to spend lots of money on you all either, unfortunately. Like if I'm ever stupid rich, you folks are getting so much money in your Streamlabs. Yeah, Tidders, I know what you mean, mate. It's 'cause you're a good bean. That's better. It's not quite what I was intending it to be, but it will do. Let's have... You know, doing really fine lines on fabric is probably not a clever idea when you're shaking. Somebody should have really thought of that, shouldn't they? Is the new Oculus headset the one that you require a Facebook account for, Lynn? I try to keep up to date on what's going on in the VR world, but I just really struggle. Okay. A little too much there. Okay. Let's try and tidy that up a bit. Oh, shaky. My lines are just really wobbly tonight. Oh good, you haven't just got my thumb in the camera. Fabulous. Yes, but all Oculus headsets will require it eventually, as it stands. Oh, that sucks. Oh no, I know there's a certain amount of data protection stuff in place to stop anything like that happening, Lynn, because Facebook have already suffered the wrath of the GDPR once, and I'm pretty sure if they're smart, they're not keen to repeat that, because that was not a small fine, and the fines have only increased since they had their little fuck up. It's fun being in the data protection industry. You learn all sorts of weird shit. I'm trying to just sort of tone down the highlight a little bit so that there's just this one really tiny bit that's really bright. Like the centre of the highlight, as it were. It doesn't look to be a lot of shading on this at the moment. I might have to go back and make it a bit more oomphy. But it's 23 minutes past 8 and I haven't eaten yet. So I suppose I should probably do something about that. Let's see if I can. Boop. That might help a little bit because she's such a dark miniature. So that's the progress we've made on the Twilight Knight. It doesn't look like much at the minute. I mean, really, it looks like I primed her, put a flesh tone on, and then put more primer on her, even though that's not what's happened. But that's what happens when you're painting something that's almost entirely black. Right, I think it is time for me to piss off. I'm gonna just get my brush out of the water first. Give it a quick clean. Tidders, oh delightful, glorious, wonderful mod of mine. Can you check for me if anybody's streaming at the moment? Pretty please. Let's see if we can go harass somebody. Have a little Wednesday night squig raid. Cool. Let's go bother Duke then, shall we? That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Making sure that I get his name right by checking the history of the chat. It's just the 1 underscore. Cool, cool. Shiny, shiny. That's fine, Tidders. I won't actually be joining. I'm just going to be starting the raid off because, like I said, I've got to go eat. As if my keyboard will work. Ruh-roh. I think my batteries might have died. That could be awkward. Yeah, I think my batteries have died. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Let's hope this works. You take care, Tidders. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being an awesome mod as always. Right, I'm gonna pop us onto the ending screen. Okay. Massive hugs, Tidders. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I was half and half about actually doing this tonight, so the fact that you've all come out and you've been so lovely, and that I feel comfortable enough to have run over for nearly half an hour, it really says something about how awesome you folks are and how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for all the support that you've given me over the last 48 hours. It's really, really helped. Now, I want you lovely folks to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, don't be afraid to try things. Wash your fucking hands. And go say hi to Duke for me. I'm gonna go get some food. Take care, everybody.